Hello everyone, hope you all are well and good at your homes. Well, my name is Sohanlal and in this video class I am going to talk about 4th chapter, The Bar, written by MC Shagla in his autobiography Roses in the Summer. We will study the entire chapter as this chapter is comprises of around 26 pages from page number 49 to 74 and further it is subdivided into 66 passages, and overall if we look it has around 40 plus major and minor characters. So yeah, it's very huge and very large to understand. So in this video I'm going to describe each of the fact, figure, major and minor characters, all the short and long questions which might be arised in your final examination. Apart from this, we shall discuss simultaneously the important quotes, important discussions of MC Shagla with other major and minor characters. So let's understand it. The first passage, page number 48. It is started with a very simple statement that I vividly can see, remember the days of my Bombay High Court when MC Shagla was first appointed as a Chief Justice Bombay High Court. So the passage 1 only describes the opening of the chapter. In passage 1, MC Shagla just tried to recollect his memories of the Bombay High Court and he tried to portray all the memories on the paper. He started to recall his own memories by saying that I can see the entire scenario of that bar court when I entered Bombay High Court. So in this chapter 4, page number 49 and passage 1, MC Shagla just open the text and says this much. If you want to have a detailed study, then you can go by the text. But read, there is no question arise from this particular passage, and we can say no such major information except 1 to 2, that what was the opening scene of the chapter bar, how MC Shagla described passage 1. Fine. So these are few things which you have to remember from passage 1. Along with these facts in passage 1, MC Shagla also recounts some memories. He says that he recalled that solicitor is foolish who appointed me here as a Chief Justice because there were many seniors in lines before MC Shagla. He quoted this word that I can remember the foolish solicitor who appointed me here as a judge. So really he was just thinking because he was not so much old in age at that time, but the scenario which he just went into that particular place, a Bombay High Court library, he found that he was the younger one who was being appointed in that court as Chief Justice. So here in this passage 1, the entire scene of Bombay High Court Bar Library is described by MC Shagla. So another question also may be arised that why MC Shagla described himself as the lowest rank judge in the passage 1. So here you can answer this like because it was his first experience when he entered into the Bombay High Court Bar Library and he found n number of high profiles, lawyers, solicitors and judges over there. So we can say he was also feeling some kind of inferiority complex when he just first entered in that library. Well, in passage 2, page number 49, here MC Shagla described another important character and probably the most important character after MC Shagla. His name is Inverarity. Yes, he was an English lawyer at Bombay High Court. When MC Shagla meet with Inverarity, he says that he was near his eve of retirement. But Shagla quote that even at the age of retirement, he has a very good memory. His way of working was entirely different. He could remember, he could recall all the fact and figure without having any kind of text in his hand. Shagla quote that I have seen in variety how he was engaged in his own working, how he was busily working with pen and paper, doing his all the work while sitting into the office, either into the library. Shagla also quote that in variety, from my point of view, was not only a astute lawyer, but he was a good advocate. So here two terms come. What is the difference between lawyer and advocate? Yes, you might know. So a lawyer, if you want to be a lawyer, you have to pass your bachelor degree in law subjects. Then you would be called as a lawyer. And advocate, anybody can be advocate, who just to favor you in any type of matter. Usually we use these two terms for courts only, but advocate doesn't mean that you must have a degree of law with yourself. Yes, you must have the knowledge, you must have the way to speak, you must have the knowledge of understanding. The similar term, if we call sarpanch into a village, that is also an advocate, who do advocacy of the people who don't know their rights and duties. So hope you understand the difference between lawyer and advocate. So here again, MC Shangla quote in this passage too, that in my views, Inverarity was not only an astute lawyer, but he was a good advocate. So which kind of question might be raised in this passage? Who was MC Shangla? Which kind of relation MC Shangla had with Inverarity? Why MC Shangla called Inverarity as a good lawyer? Why the MC Shangla was saying that he was also a good advocate? And what is the difference between advocate and lawyer? So these are some questions which can be arised from this passage too. In passage 3rd, it started from the page number 49 and over at the page number 50. Here MC Shangla talk about a very interesting character, that is Bhulla Bhai Desai. He told that Bhulla Bhai Desai was a junior to Inverarity and MC Shangla. He told that Bhulla Bhai Desai told one memory with me. He said that I was making notes into library regarding some serious matters, and suddenly Inverarity came. Inverarity took up the paper on which Bhulla Bhai Desai was making notes. Do you know why he did it? Then the very important phrase, you should note down it. Inverarity asked to Bhulla Bhai Desai, young man,
learn to trust your memory. Yes, again, learn to trust your memory.
And Bhulla Bhai Desai took this advice of Inverarity by heart. See, throughout his life, being a career of lawyer, he never make a single note, however the long case may be. So, see, it's a very amazing character. Fine? And Bhulla Bhai Desai, again, thank to Inverarity that at the very tender age, he advised me that how I can trust my memory. Similarly, it's very important fact. So which kind of question might be raised here? Who was Bhulla Bhai Desai? Either he was junior or senior to Inverarity. What Bhulla Bhai Desai was advised by Inverarity? Which kind of memory? Yes, one point we forget. Bhulla Bhai Desai had a very photographic memory. And it was not given to him by birth. He developed it. He developed it by the advice of his seniors. We should also try it. If you have a photographic memory, it means you know all the facts and figure on your dates. So from this passage 3, these questions might be asked, which I told to you. And this might be asked that which kind of memory Bhulla Bhai Desai have in that particular time. Well, in passage 4, page number 50. Here, MC Shangla described a short scene of Inverarity, that which kind of character he was, very important. Inverarity once appeared in the court of Mr. Justice Pratt, and he was sitting next to me. And after some time, Inverarity finds some observation written by the solicitor. He wanted to read it, and when he just started to read it, he find a man who gave the observations to Inverarity, and in a very anger, Inverarity asked the gentleman that you are bloody fool. You don't know how to write observation? These observations are worthless and no meaning to me. And after this statement of Inverarity to that particular junior, he immediately replied, I'm sorry, sir. And by saying this word, he ran away. These some words struck to the mind of Invariety. He again called to that his junior and he says, Mr. Gentleman, are you not a solicitor? Then he smiled and says, no sir, I am a managing clerk. See the sympathy of Invariety. He immediately realized and feel apologize to the particular man to whom he called that you are bloody fool. He said, gentlemen, ask your master that he is bloody fool. He don't know how to write observations. You are not bloody fool. So here you can see the humbleness of Invariety being a man. Fine. And there is another character, Justice Martin, with whom Invariety do not have very good relations. Justice Martin treated Invariety very badly. Do you know why Justice Martin was not good to Invariety? Because Justice Martin in many of the cases treated very badly to the Invariety, and that was the reason that Invariety and Justice Martin's relation was not so good throughout the life. So in this passage, this scene has come. So which kind of question might be raised? Who is Invarity's enemy into the chapter? Which kind of relation among Justice Pratt and solicitor? What was the statement of Invariety to his junior, and how he changed his statement? Why he changed his statement toward his junior? And again, why Mr. Justice Martin was not good to the Invariety? And another, if we talk about the long question, it might be asked, we can write some of the fact and figure for the character sketch of Invariety. That he was very gentle as he apologized sorry to the person who was not responsible for that writing those bloody observations. Passage 5, page number 50. Here another very interesting fact about the character Invariety appears, and Jamshedji Kanga, Advocate General, appear in this passage. How it moves? Invariety was very fond of playing a game that's Bridge, Bridge. It's a game. Lawyers and advocates are very fond of playing cards, and Invariety was very fond of playing this game. And he was very keen to play with his partner for a long time once he got winning moment with any of the partner in his pastime. So what usually Invariety do? Invariety asked for advice to Jamshedji Kanga to join him as his partner. So that's why they can play a game of Bridge. And Jamshedji Kanga, it's an important character also, who was Advocate General in Civil Justice Committee at Royal Bar Gymkhana in Bombay High Court. So you have to remember this fact. So this small part comes in under passage 5. In passage 6, the story will move how they play the Bridge game. Okay, so which kind of question may be raised? What is Bridge? Which kind of game Invariety would like to play? Fine. What is the name of that game which Invariety to play during his off time? Which kind of relation he has with Sir Jamshedji Kanga? Who was Jamshedji Kanga? What was his designation? So all these questions might become. So in passage 6, what happened? It continuously attached with the passage 5. As you know that Kanga has invited to Invariety to play that game at 11 o'clock. And what happens? It's very interesting. Kanga started to play a game with Invariety. As they planned their game of Bridge at 11 o'clock. But unfortunately, Gupti, another member of that Bridge game, was not appeared at there. On place of Gupti, they advised to MC Chagla to be the partner of Invariety. They started to play the game. And what happens? When they were playing the game, Invariety was very passionate. He was losing the game, but he hiked his price. He was putting more money to the game. Invariety was letting the game, but he was not quitting the game. MC Chagla was saying that I was feeling very, very nervous that if he will play like this, I can also lose too much money because I was his partner. MC Chagla was praying that when Gupti will come and I would quit the game. After some time, what happened? In evening, Gapti arrived with Civil Justice Committee's members, and he reached at the home of Inverarity. Gapti asked to Inverarity, please come and meet with those members to play the game. Do you know how Inverarity responded at that moment? He said to the Gapti, don't disturb me. I am playing Bryce. If all those Johnnies want to meet me, let them come here. I will meet them one by one. So very funny statement. Means he was too much busy in the game of Bryce. He even forget that it's me who invited Gapti and all committee members to play the game. So here, which kind of question might be arised? How many members were there when they were playing the game? Who was the partner of Inverarity in place of Gapti? As Inverarity was winning or letting the game, which kind of feeling was arising into the brain and heart of MC Chagla during the game? How many members of committee from that civil justice came into Inverarity's home? Obviously, there were 3, not 4. One was Gapti and 2 another member, because Inverarity was already there. So you can understand how many members would be there. And the another statement that is also very important. How Inverarity greeted to Gapti. And why Inverarity called those civil committee members Johnnies. Okay, so these all questions might be arised from this passage. So you can answer very easily.